So, obligatory, holy shit, my life just changed video. Um, I figured I wanted, well, I wanted to do this one before other stuff happens and I get way, way too fucking emotional. Um, Tomorrow, oh, for those of you who don't know, which could be a bit of you, last night around 12:30, my place of business for the past 15 years caught fire and is unsalvageable now. And I can't even just call it my place of business because it's not fucking what it is. It's my home. That place was my home for 15 years and it's gone now. And even if they rebuild it, it's still going to be entirely different, and all of these things are different. And I don't know how well you guys know me, but some of you know me, I do not do well with change at all, which should make this fall really fun. But yeah, so not going to get into the specifics of any of it because we don't even know all the answers to that yet, so it would be stupid and prudent to do that. I figured I would just talk a little about it, and if you want to listen, awesome, and if you don't want to listen to a girl talk about a restaurant, thanks for checking out my super awesome what the fuck hair, and talk to you later. I started back at Perkins in October of the year 2000, when I was a mere 20 years old and before I was even able to drink. Whoa, such a time existed. Believe it or not, I was actually one of the people who didn't drink until she was old enough to do it. Weird. But I started back there in college, and I worked third shift. 11 to 7 a.m. every Friday and Saturday. So it was fun because I'd finish a show and then whoosh, right to rehearsal. Right from a show to work. Work was kind of like rehearsal. I got in because they were looking for a third shift person, and I had really great friends, Miss Ferdin, stuff, and she's like, oh, I work there, you should work there. So I did, and that was 15 years ago, and aside from the amazing Tim Thornton, who's been there like 36 years, just before I came into this world, ta-da! I'm pretty sure I came out of the womb like that, ta-da! But after him, I have been there the longest. And it's weird for me looking back and talking to people and stuff that I know now, because I have been at Perkins more than 3/4 of the life of some of the people that are there now. I've been there since I was their age. And I know it must seem weird to a lot of people. It's like, okay, well, it was a job. It wasn't. It was not a job. I have so many memories of that place over 15 years. And God, I've known Dan Sayers now for like 11 or 12 years. We used to have competitions about who could read Harry Potter faster. We would text each other. Samantha, even my best friend, worked there for like, I think a year with me. Ellen and Punky both worked there. Ellen met John Simon at Perkins. If I hadn't worked at Perkins, she wouldn't have worked there and they wouldn't have met. And I fell completely in love with the boy at Perkins. And we don't talk anymore. We haven't talked in about 10 years. I still think about him. And I'm going to be pretty sure he doesn't even think much of me anymore. I'm pretty sure that was a fantastic time around the era of 2001 to 2003. And then that was gone. I remember those times with those people. And there were different crews all through the years, but honestly, the crew around that time, around 2000, 2004, and then the one we have now, they were the best. There were always exceptions, of course, and there were ones in the middle that were just like, fuck, this is amazing. Holy God, this crew is fantastic. But when I got there, I just belonged. And it's hard for me to belong. I am entirely too much for most people. and I wasn't there. Or if I was, it was kind of okay. I was Merb. And that's one of the hardest things is I'm going to go to a different place and I won't be Merb anymore. And it's funny because I love the sound of my name. I love Mary Beth. I love the way it sounds. But Merb was just our thing. And I've made great friends and I've lost great friends. And the greatest examples of knowing people have come from working there. When one of our coworkers lost her son, so many people went there to be there for her. When one of our coworkers died, and he wasn't just a coworker, he was one of our best friends. They pulled in people from every other Perkins in the area to cover the shifts for the day so we could all go to the funeral. And it wasn't just a place to work. It was our family. And they let me be me. Every year I got to put together a Secret Santa. And we used to put these wreaths around Perkins, and I miss those. Those were so fun. But they let me put together Secret Santa before I opened on Sundays. They let me come in really, really late on Saturday nights, the day before Easter, and hide Easter eggs. We're a bunch of fucking adults beating each other up over Easter eggs. And I wouldn't trade those memories for any job that was more important or better or higher regard. I've had people, a lot of people over the years say, "You're fantastic at your job. Why don't you go somewhere where you'd actually make money? Go to some high-end place." And okay, there's a couple of reasons for that. I am not exactly a high-end girl. I could act like it. Maybe that was it. Maybe I was acting really good that day, really well that day. I don't even know. But I never wanted to leave Perkins because on top of having the family, they were fantastic with my schedule. I mean, Dan Sayers is a fucking giant for being able to work with my craptastic schedule. It's like, I'm in a Christmas show. I need off a couple days during December, and by a couple I mean 22. Okay, thanks. And they let me do it, and they supported me. And it used to be this big, huge thing that I was in a show and all my Perkins people would come. And that died off over the years. And I came back for the last 5 years, and so many people came, and we had so much fun, and it was fantastic. I don't look at these people as my coworkers. They're my friends, and they're a family. And I think in life you can be really blessed to have a bunch of different families. I met Bonnie and Grace and Jesse and Keegan. And I'm sorry, Bonnie, I can't pronounce your last name, Burrs, sorry. Marty, and I wouldn't have a Grandma Lynn if I didn't meet Marty, and I don't know if Jolie would be as active in theater if I didn't meet these people and become friends with them. And little Queen Elsa, who comes in every Thursday, and we sing Frozen. And the thing that hurts me the most right now is I knew when I was leaving to go to North Carolina. I knew, and so I could prepare for it. But my last day happened, and it was done. And maybe if they rebuild, it'll happen before I leave, and that would be amazing. But as it is now, I will never get to say goodbye to all those regulars that I loved, to Donna and John and the Stowaways and people I see year after year who come back. I had a soccer family tell me last week they said, "We know you won't remember us because you wait on so many people, but we come back here every year because of you." And it was incredible. It's incredible to be so loved and to love your job so much. And it was not always easy, and our coworkers were not always easy, and we weren't always a huge family, but that's the way it is anywhere. But when push comes to shove, we're there for each other, and we love each other completely. And I don't know that I'm ever going to find that kind of place again. And I just keep thinking of the song, here's to the nights we felt alive, here's to the tears we knew we'd cry, here's to today, tomorrow's gonna come too soon. And, God, so many stories I have. So maybe if you have any favorite ones, put them beneath here if you feel like it. One of my absolute favorites was when I was there. It was my senior year of college, and it was me and one other girl on the floor. And middle of the night, and this entire huge church group came in. There were 60 of them. Didn't call, didn't say anything, just showed up at 1 o'clock in the morning. And it was me and her and one cook and one manager. And he's like, shit, what do we do? That happened to be a night that some other friends of mine were there. And they just helped. They sat people. They helped me get orders. They were amazing. It was like the middle of the night, and they just jumped right in and helped, you know. I mean, they weren't like running around the back or anything, but they did everything that they could from being out there, and it was just, I never forgot that. That was, God, 12 years ago, 13 years ago almost, and it was just incredible. And when it was over, the manager's like, who wants a job? And my one friend's like, me! And she worked there for a couple of years. I've had coffee nights with Katie. Besties. And coffee pie and other things. And we always sat in booth 58 because booth 58 is mine. I actually took it. It's in my living room from when they remodeled. I finished plays there. I've fallen in love there. I have seen amazing acts of kindness there. I've had so many fucking amazing memories. And I love these people. And I will be so sad to leave them. But I have loved all of the years that I got to be with them. I know how long 15 years is. Believe me. And I look back at myself on those times and it's like, oh my God, seriously. It's like, it's kind of funny actually if you see different pictures of me over the years. But yeah. Driving in and dropping off donuts, Ellen coming and giving me a latte, Kelly Bear grabbing the latte and throwing away going, I'm not dealing with that shit today. Hey, and you know, maybe when they clear it all out, we'll find the rest of the Easter eggs that are missing. But that was something that was so special to me. I was always unapologetically myself. And it didn't work for everyone, believe me. It did not. But those who love me well. Those who don't can go to, well, Tim Hortons now, I guess, because there's no Perkins. I just want to say thank you to all the people that I've met over the years, because a lot of people I'm friends with on here is because I worked there. And thank you for being there and letting me wait on you and sharing these incredible stories with me and moments in your life and throwing me in your Snapchats and just letting me get to know your kids. I know I'm not the biggest fan of kids, but watching Emily grow up and watching Cole and Brody and Tessa and Mason, who always came in on Sunday, and just knowing people, Jesse and Keegan, God. I saw Jesse the other day and I'm like, don't you stand up because I can't deal with how tall you are. Jolie, you had turned into such a beautiful girl, and well, you always were, but now it's just like, oh my God, look at it. You're chasing everything that you loved. I lost one of my closest friends back there in college, and we reconnected at booth 59. I still remember him looking at me saying, it's not too long ago that you and I were friends. And can we fix that? And we did. The last big meal we had there was the day after Ellie and I's birthday with so many of our friends and family that were up that weekend for our party. And I am so happy for that. Thank you all for letting me bring you eggs, even if they weren't completely dippy the way you like them. Thank you for letting me wait on you. Thank you for letting me be a friend. Thank you for sharing stories of your lives with me. Hey, thanks for sharing your money with me. That was always very helpful. I will never, ever, ever forget my years there. And I will have other jobs and I will go other places and I'm sure that I'll love them. But I will never love anything the way I loved you. Because, for an amazingly old throwback, you reminded me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power. What power? I was told from the beginning of my time there that I am overwhelmingly positive and stupid perky. Someone asked me that once when they would call. I've actually had people hang up when they call because they're like, oh my god, you're so happy. Click. I am unapologetically perky. And I am unapologetically me. And I'm sorry for this very crying video, but thank you for sharing a tiny part of your life with me. It has meant the fucking world to me. Thank you for letting me give you all nicknames. Thank you for finding the Easter eggs and playing at Christmas. Thank you. Thank you for helping me become who I am. I have never felt so loved in a place as I have there over the past 15 years. And I'll never find that again. But you have given me a fucking awesome memory for it. I had the time of my... That's silly. So shake it off. That's worse. This is your birthday song. Oh, see, I even fucked up the birthday song. Yeah, well.